Hi and welcome to this lesson on the trigonometric ratios. Okay, when we're talking about the ratios, we're talking about right angle triangles again. Okay, we're talking about the angles and the sides of the ratio of the ratio of the two sides, in correlation to that angle. Okay, there's three of them that you need to learn. But before we even look at them, we need to know how to label the sides. Okay, that's the key factor in being able to understand and use these trigonometric ratios. So let's have a look at a quick couple of examples. We have a right angle triangle here. Here's the angle down here, angle theta. The first thing we need to do in the first step is you always look at the angle. Look at the angle that they're talking about. We're talking about this angle down here. Okay? Then, step number 2 is we identify the sides. So, the way to look at it is the one that the angle opens out to, okay, or the one that it's eating, the side that he's eating, is the opposite side. It is opposite the angle. Okay? The one that is the longest side in the triangle is always the hypotenuse. Okay? It is the longest side of the triangle. And this one down here, which makes up the angle, okay, which is part of the angle, is called the adjacent side. So the opposite we're eating, the hypotenuse, is the longest side, and the other one that is on the same line as the right angle, the same line as the angle and the right angle, is the adjacent. Okay, let's have a quick look at another one. Here we go. First step, look at the angle. Then identify the sides. Opening out, opposite. Longest side, hypotenuse. The one that is with the angle and with the right angle is the adjacent side. Nice and simple. Okay, so let's go and have a look up here at another bit of an example and look at the three ratios. The three ratios are, there's sine, there's cos, and there's tan. And each one of them are a little bit different. Okay, sine is equal to the opposite over the hypotenuse. Cos is the adjacent over the hypotenuse. And tan is opposite over adjacent. Okay, so remembering them takes a little bit of time. Okay, there is a little rhyme that you can learn. Ask your teacher, they'll know exactly what that is. Something along the line of, some old hags can't always hide their old age. Okay, or Sakatoa is another one that they like to use. But ask your teacher and see if you can come up with one that's going to help you remember them. Alright, but other than that, here's our triangle. We want to know what the trigonometric ratios are for that angle. I want to know what the sine ratio is, the cos ratio is, and the tan ratio. So, first thing, look at the angle. According to that angle there, we have a opposite of 10, a hypotenuse of 15, and adjacent of 12. Okay, so I've identified the sides, so let's do the sums. Sine of the angle, theta, is opposite over hypotenuse. Opposite is 10, hypotenuse is 15. Put that in my calculator, so therefore sine, or the sine ratio for angle theta, is 0.6 recurring. Okay, the cos ratio of angle theta is adjacent over hypotenuse. I have an adjacent of 12, I have a hypotenuse of 15. 12 divided by 15 gives me 0.8. So the cos ratio for angle theta is 0.8. Alright, and the last one is tan, opposite over adjacent. Opposite of 10, adjacent of 12. 10 divided by 12 gives me 0.83. Okay, nice and simple. We're going to use these ratios later on, if you look at our other videos, on being able to find what that angle is, or finding unknown sides. Alright, let's give you a couple of examples to go away and have a go at. Okay, 2 to look at. I want the sine ratio, the cos ratio, and the tan ratio. The first one, right angle triangle, angle theta up here, 20, 10, and 30. Write it down. Next one. Angle down here, right angle triangle, 40, 20 and 15. Go away, come back after the break, we'll go through the answers. Alright, welcome back. Let's see how you went. First one. Step number 1, look at the angle. Here's my angle. What have I got? Step number 2, identify the sides. Opposite, eating. Longest side, hypotenuse. The one with the angle and the right angle. Adjacent. Okay, so let's find the trig ratios. Sine, opposite over hypotenuse. 20 over 30. 20 over 30 gives me 0.6 recurring. Okay, nice and simple. Cos, adjacent, 10, hypotenuse, 30. 10 over 30 gives me a cos ratio of 0.3 recurring. The next one, tan is opposite over adjacent. 20 is the opposite, 10 is the adjacent. 20 over 10 gives me a tan ratio of 2. Nice and simple, nice and simple. Give it a tick if you got all 3 of them, well done. Let's look at the next one. Step number 1, look at the angle. Here it is. Step number 2, identify the sides. Opposite, eating, hypotenuse, longest side. The one with the angle and the right angle is the adjacent side. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse, so 20 over 40 gives me 0.5, the sine ratio of 0.5. Cos is adjacent over hypotenuse, so 15 over 40 gives me 0.375, cos ratio of that. And tan is opposite over adjacent, so 20 over 15 gives me 1.3 recurring for that ratio. Okay, the big thing here, folks, is you've got to look at the angle, learn to identify the sides, and then doing the ratios after that is simple. I hope that helped you out. I hope you got both of those right. Check out the other trig videos and all the other videos at www.schoolmate.com, and we'll catch you next time.